give us an outlook for, in terms of the earnings season is coming along. What are you expecting to hear from some of the big players?
Well, I consider business challenges to be optimistic because the winners do better, and the ones that EFM is investing in has been, we think, structural winners. So you got to get the structural winners right. Okay, so right now where we are is where the markets have moved pretty high. We had the big sell-off. Now what's going to take stocks to the next level? The last debate was about monetization. Can we see it? And the ramp at NVIDIA, which was delayed by the complexity of Blackwell. So we've pushed those. We're seeing great monetization. We're seeing Blackwell ramp really nicely in second half, and now NVIDIA hitting new highs. So those have all played out. So now what next, right? So I think the next playbook now, we want to see enterprise. Enterprises are working very hard right now to implement AI internally. If you think about all the emails, all the files, all the things you have to put together, people are trying to build these in-house models, but finding that it's much harder than they thought. So they have to go finding consultants, clean up the data. So this takes time, where every company has their own chatbot and asks questions. Merrill Lynch is loading all their research in where I used to work and try to find your research. And so here we are at enterprise. So this is enterprise implementation. A lot of them are using the hyperscalers. Hyperscaler CapEx continues to trend up gradually, so we're all solid there. I think the really exciting point to get this sector to the next level, where we have visibility 2 years out, and the 2 years out will be about consumer, will be about edge, what's on the phone itself. Can we talk to the phone and say, book my flights to Taiwan and Computex and arrange all my meetings that I had last year? Some people think that's 5 years away, right? So we need to see evidence that these phones are going to really be very user-friendly and take it to the consumer level. And then we'll have a whole nother set of companies that will benefit from edge AI. In addition to the scale up and scale out, we also need to tie a lot of chips together. That's going to get us the hyperscaler bandwidth that they need. And at some point, we're going to say, whoops, we need more power. And I think the bottleneck that where the hyperscalers already feel like they're constrained on electricity, that is yet another area that's holding back growth. So it's good. It's kind of slow and steady. I think that's healthy as investors. You pick your spots and valuation. Now it's kind of a memory up cycle, so we've overweighted memory. But I think we need to watch 2 years out, the electricity issues that are going to be, they're already an issue in Europe, right? So that's the big bottleneck, and that's going to affect your valuation of what you want to pay and which stocks you pick.
Talking about stocks, we're looking at TSMC a moment ago, 1,065 last traded. We're seeing some weakness today, but as long as NVIDIA is the U.S.'s or the world's most valuable stock, is TSMC going to ride along with that?
Yeah, well, yes, plus there's a new debate, right, as you're hearing about. Will ASIC, come in and take share from NVIDIA? Clearly, inference is a great place for TPUs from the likes of Google, certainly, and Meta and others want to have their in-house chips to maybe lower cost. So some of the debate is, will NVIDIA lose out? I think it's clearly NVIDIA the ultimate winner, because all of your training models, your fundamental work is done on GPUs and scaling. And on inference, NVIDIA is trying to do some of that, but I think that's going to be a very broad field depending on applications. All of those chips go to TSMC, right? So you don't have to worry about the debate. You can kind of benefit. And then eventually, if we do have the next leg, which is edge and mobile phone, that's benefits kind of the low power capability of TSM. I mean, 40% of the business used to be mobile, right? Now it's 40% is GPUs or accelerators.